morning. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Oh, man.
Are you tired?
Am I tired? Well, the thing is that we haven't met, right, for a few weeks. So we took a little break.
Has it been a few weeks already?
Yeah, I think since like Christmas, right?
Can you believe we're already like mid-January?
Basically. We're already in the double digits. It's insane. This year is going to like fly by too.
It's so crazy. I was thinking about that. I was like, oh my goodness, before you know it, it's Valentine's Day.
Oh, it's already. Have you been to like the stores? Like everything is just like pink now.
Okay, no.
Everything is like.
So this is crazy
What?
Because yesterday I went somewhere with my daughter and it was like boom, boom, boom. Like, let's get rid of everything all at once. It was Valentine's Day, St. Patty's Day, Easter.
What? You've already seen stuff for Easter?
Yes.
Oh my God,
yes.
I haven't
everything.
Seen
It was
that
like
yet.
It was like one aisle Valentine's Day, next aisle
Wow.
St. Patty's, next aisle Easter.
Oh my God.
I was
Easter,
like, man,
that's pushing it. St. Patty's, okay, but Easter?
Dude,
come on. That's
I'm
way too
telling
quick.
you, I've never seen that before.
Coño.
I was like, why can't we relish in
I
the
know.
little corazones?
Can we do
con
one?
las casas azules? Like, why? Why can't we just be
Can we just do one at a time, people?
Yeah.
Like, seriously. It's not like you can celebrate all three at the same time.
No, dude. It's like you have a turkey with a Santa with a yo no sé qué con yo no sé cuánto. Like, why? Why can't we just enjoy the little pavito and then you have all the pretty colors of fall and then we go into all the pretty little lights of, Christmas. No. Now this is like Valentine's Day, St. Patty, Easter. Bam.
Capitalism. Welcome to capitalism. No, but I refuse. I do one holiday at a time. Yo no compro nada. When it was Thanksgiving, I don't put any ornaments, nada que tenga que ver con Christmas. I wait until the day after Thanksgiving is when I even put up my Christmas tree. Or when I used to, because now it's fake, but when I used to have a real Christmas tree, I would never buy it before Thanksgiving. Like, I will wait. I will give it the holiday.
Yeah.
It's due,
it deserves.
it deserved.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I was very surprised. I was like, oh my goodness, I have never seen this before.
Coño. That is bad manners.
Yes,
right? That's just bad
into
manners.
Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that?
Why you do that?
¿Qué te pasa?
Oh man, today we're going to talk about, ay Dios mío. I mean, manners.
God help us.
God help us, okay? Because we all need a little bit of help in that department, I think. Okay?
Not everybody.
Not everybody. We don't. I don't think.
No, we do not. We're the only two people who do not. And my daughter, who's very polite.
But oh my God. Like, I'm just like, it boggles my mind. So we're calling this episode, Who Says That? Who does that? Because it's like, what? It's like, how does that come out of your mouth? Like, what is wrong with you that you're like, can think that you can get away with all this shit?
Do you ever like stare at somebody when they do something so gross that you just look at them and then they don't know what to do with themselves? Like, you don't even have to say anything. You just look at them and you're like, really?
My mother used to do that with us. Muchacha. Nada más tenía que mirar.
Sometimes I see strangers or people that I don't know very well and they'll do something and I stare at them. My face is very
descriptive.
Yes.
Very lively.
Yes. I'm not one of those people that's good at hiding their expressions.
Yes.
I wish I were.
It is what it is.
No, I really wish I were because my face gives it all away.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah. But, okay, so manners. People, basic manners. Please and thank you. You would think that's just common, just everyday, easy peasy. Please and thank you.
No, so I have something for you. I went out to eat yesterday with my daughter, and I've taught her to say, please, thank you, you're welcome. Verbalize it, right?
Yes.
So the waiter comes to the table, she says thank you, and this is what we get. ¿Qué es eso tú?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, this happened like twice, so 3 times, right? And then she says, Mom, why does he say and not thank you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, I don't know. And then I'm trying to like make excuses for the person, which really you shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
But
yeah, because you're trying to teach her something, and then an adult that's supposed to know the basics, especially when you're in customer service and when your salary depends on it, and you get that. It's like, am I bothering you? Like, am I interfering?
Like, maybe I shouldn't even say thank you to you, and then you wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
Right? Because then that's a double standard.
Absolutely.
Then you get that whole thing. But then I said to her, he's probably like tired.
Maybe he's having a bad day.
Or maybe he people say thank you to him so much that he's like tired of saying you're welcome.
Yeah.
But really, there shouldn't be any excuse.
No. Honestly, the place where I see the most bad manners is customer service. And it just like boggles my mind that you think that that's like okay behavior to deal with the customer, with your public every day. I see it all the time.
For the most part, I always get really nice customer service people on the phone. But I have to tell you that, which kind of like pissed me off a little bit. But then I was like, ay, qué estúpida. When I hang up, I always say that. I was like, qué estúpida. Because this lady, I call and she says to me, oh no, I can't find that in the system. And I'm thinking to myself, you don't have a record of my transaction? And you're the company that I placed the order with? That's really weird, She's like, no, I don't have that. I can't access that in my system. Let me transfer you somewhere else. She didn't want to help me. Because it was like the end of the year, people are getting crazy with all the orders and all that stuff. And that really sucks too, because if you don't really like what you're doing, then don't do it. Yeah,
I mean, it's not easy. Like, customer service is not easy, because I know that you get also customers that you're like, ay, Dios mío. You get the same thing, like, who says that? Who does that? Absolutely. There's that, that side of it too. But I just don't understand, like, there's people that just like have a bad attitude. It's like, I'm bothering you. There's like barely no eye contact. Or there's like the, like the eye roll or like the pursed lips. It's like, dude, it's like, I shouldn't have to beg you to do business with you. If you don't want my money, then I'll get out of here.
So on one occasion that happened to me. Like I said, normally I don't have bad experiences with these people.
Yeah.
But one day, I walk into a place and the guy was on the phone. Right? Because God forbid, I'm bothering you at work.
Hello, cash registers that have the phone right there, and they're like, and I'm like, I'm sorry, am I interrupting?
And then the guy, I was asking him something, and the guy was just giving me like the nastiest attitude, the shortest, most
very short,
like attitude to like beyond, And I was very calm, and I was looking at him, and he still kept it. And I said to him very calmly, I said, are you in a bad mood today? He was so shocked that I said that to him. He kind of like was taken aback, and he says,
composed himself?
No, why? And I said, you're not? And he goes, no. And I said, really? Because I think you're in a bad mood with the way that you're answering and the way you're acting. He's like, no, I'm not in a bad mood and whatever. And I said, well, you know what? You really shouldn't act that way to people. I walked into this store to purchase something, and I will not now. Thank you. I said, come on, Lauren.
Yeah.
And I left.
What was the store?
Say it. Store in Wynwood. I don't even remember.
Oh, my God. Okay.
And then I was just like, you know what? You're an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it.
But I maintained the composure, and I think that's what you need to do when you come across these nasty people.
Yeah.
And I've realized that when I say that to people, they're in shock. They're like, what?
Yeah.
Because sometimes maybe they don't know they're acting nasty, but maybe their demeanor is just nasty all the time.
But how can like that? It's just like, if I were like a boss, if I were like an owner, I would be on that shit like white on rice. I would be constantly like, no, you can't act like that. The customer's number one. You got to like, calm your nerves. Like you cannot,
Most people don't care.
If you have a bad attitude, if you had a bad day, leave it outside. When you come here, you need to do like serenity now. Yo no sé, pero tienes que quitarte esa cara de tranca, como no sé.
That's un despojo. Cara de tranca. My mother sometimes used to say that to me. Esa cara.
Esa cara de tranca.
That's
that's a Cubanism or
Bruno Mars. Fix your face.
Was that like bitch face? Resting bitch face?
Yes.
Oh my God. That annoys me so much that the resting bitch face is like, dude, you know?
It's my face.
It's your face. Well, you got a bitch face.
Fix your face.
Another common thing is like, you know, obviously hold doors for others. But then it bothers me when I'm holding the door and the person that I held it for doesn't say thank you. They just pass through like, it's your job to hold my door.
And then do you say you're welcome?
Sometimes. Sometimes. And most of the time I'm just like, whatever. Lately I've been so like, whatever. You know, like I'm not going to. The other day I was like looking for parking in Dolphin Mall. You know how insane that is. Mm-hmm. And there was this girl walking towards the car. I followed the girl to the car. But there was a guy in the same lane that I apparently have been waiting for some time for any parking. So he proceeds to like, I guess think, no, I have first dibs on this parking because I've been waiting in line. So he's like, comes forward like, no, I want to get that parking. And I'm like, you know what? Get the parking, dude. I'm not dealing with you today. And I just left. So that's been my attitude.
Yeah, it's not worth it sometimes.
It's not worth it.
To argue over such
it's
trivial
not worth
things.
It. But
I mean, you're in a huge parking lot. Apparently, eventually somebody's going to come out from a parking
it's
spot.
Like, whatever. Yeah. I'm not, you can have your parking car. The last thing I need is for you to like keep my car. You know, it's like, that's okay. You can keep the car. You can keep the parking. But yeah, anyway, holding doors, people say thank you when somebody holds the doors for you, holds it for you. What about like sending thank you notes? I love getting them, but I'm not good at sending those.
Many moons ago, I used to be better at this. Yeah. And I have to confess that I haven't done that in a while.
Me neither.
Like if I get a gift from someone that I don't normally interact with, I will. Mm-hmm. Which is bad, right? Because that's saying that if I have you, like, interaction with you all the time, get whatever. I give you a verbal thank you. But I don't send a thank you note.
Have text replaced thank you notes?
I think so. Yeah. I think texts and emails, more text than emails have replaced a lot of things.
But I have, like, 2 people in my life that I don't see them that often. But whenever they have, I guess, maybe it's more like when you have an event and you're invited and you take a gift and they send you a thank you note. Mm-hmm. And I so appreciate it when I get it. I'm like, oh my God, thank you, whatever. But I'll have stuff in my house and I never send thank you notes. It's just not a Cuban thing, right? It's not like in our culture.
I don't think that it's a cute, like an old, old generational Cuban thing. But I think in like our generation, I think, yes. But more like our parents and our grandparents and aunts and uncles that are older, no.
No.
But I think us, we're more in the thank you generation.
Yeah.
Note sending than they are.
What about like RSVP? That's not a Cuban thing.
No. What are you talking about? What does this mean? I put it in your invitation, but it's like,
let me tell you.
Erase. That does not exist.
I have a Jewish friend, and she's like very like a stickler for that, and like, and I love her. We worked together for years, but she always, when she invites me, and she's like, RSVP, and it never occurs to me to say yes. I'm like, you invite me, I'm going to be there. That's like a Cuban thing. Yeah, I'm going to go there,
Oh, no, I always RSVP.
But I never, it's like it wasn't in my thought process.
Like you automatically know that you're invited and you're going.
Yeah. But then she would follow up. Hey, are you going to the thing? I'm like, yeah. She said, but you had to not RSVP. I was like, oh, I have to do
Oh, what do you mean? I didn't realize I had to do that. Even though it says in big, bold letters at the bottom of the invite, RSVP. No, you know what's funny?
I'm Cuban. I'm going to be there. Like, don't worry about it.
I had somebody in my family once ask me, Niña, ¿qué es esto aquí abajo? ¿Qué quiere decir eso? Tía, eso quiere decir...
En France, en François.
Eso quiere decir que... necesitar que tú me avises si vas a venir o no.
Response, s'il vous plaît.
Yes. And then she's like, ay, what? ¿Para qué tú pusiste eso? She's like, I'm your family. Of course I'm going to be there. Whatever. Yeah. No, but the problem with RSVP, when you do not, in the Cuban culture,
no, let me tell you,
is that then not only are you showing up,
no, la prima que llegó de Cuba,
20 other
la vecina que no tenía nada que hacer.
Yes, 20 other people that you want to be a good Samaritan to are coming. And so,
without checking with you as the host. O a veces, ay, ¿puedo traer a fulanita? Ay, que no tiene nada que hacer.
Ay, espérate,
ay, que
pero
la prima.
y ella tiene una hija, que tiene un niño, que tiene un esposo, que tiene una abuela, que tiene la suegra. Before you know it, it's like 20 people.
Yeah.
Extra.
Just add more water to the pot.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. Like, to me, it doesn't matter if I'm having it at my house.
Correct. Yeah.
But if you're having it at a venue.
Yeah. No, but to be honest with you, it's not that it bothers me. Like, everybody's welcome. There's always enough chairs, tables, whatever. Pero, if it's like a little bit more formal event.
And if it's not, dame un laguito.
No, because they're like, ay, pero tú sabes, me hubieras dicho because whatever, no se siente que, ay, ya como lo que sea. Sí, pero that's not the point. It's like, I have a certain amount of like, food prepared.
Money.
I have chairs that are set up or a table setting. And if somebody shows up, it just throws off my whole thing. It's like, dude, it's like, I wish, just tell me. Like, I'm going to say yes. I don't care that you bring them, but just tell me ahead of time.
Don't do that.
Just tell me ahead of time.
No. That doesn't apply.
That doesn't apply to Cubans. No. So, tiene que poner la invitación. Cojones.
RSVP means, por favor, call me to
dígame
confirm.
si van a venir o no, coño. Okay, this bothers me. When you're at a party and people just assume they can take leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that rude? Isn't that rude? Like, I don't even ask. I never ask. If somebody offers me, oye, llévate algo, please, porque mira, ¿te quieres llevar algo? Quedó mucha comida. Then I say, maybe. 99% of the time, I don't take anything. Mm-hmm. Pero then I get home, my mom is like, no me trajiste.
I know, my mother goes, ¿y a cake? ¿Por qué no me trajiste un pedazo de cake? And I was like, ay, ma, I didn't know.
Like, yo no voy a traer. Ay, pero ¿por qué no? I'm like, yo no te voy a traer. ¿Qué es eso, man? Yo no voy a traer. I'm not here, like, I'm not food by the pound.
You're waiting for the leftovers and you get home with nothing.
No. But I mean, and for Christmas, we brought a bunch of leftovers because my cousin had tons and she's like, please, she even bought Tupperware, like, please take, because she doesn't like to have any, and she was going to be out of town, after that. So we definitely brought home food, but.
No, I know. Oh my god.
But goodness. I don't like that. People think and assume, oh, I'm going to take, whatever. I'm like, no, you got to wait until everybody eats.
Yes, I think that's rude.
And let me offer it to you.
What you just said. So I know these two older ladies, like old ladies.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that always happens.
Dude, they don't even wait.
Yeah.
They're already like securing their a la pola esa or whatever. And at first, when I first heard, eso pa pola o pa, ¿cómo se dice?
No, es como para la perra. Para la perra sopa que va.
Yeah, but they say eso pa pola o por la mañana.
Ah,
or
maybe.
Something like that, right?
Okay.
When I first heard that, I was like, what the heck does this mean?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so one of the old ladies is part of my family, and one of them is not. Mm-hmm. But they could be sisters.
Yeah.
Because they do the same exact thing. They come and they grab the Tupperware and they're like, quick, and they put everything in there and they stick it in the refrigerator. And then I'm like, what are you doing?
No, that's not right.
Niña, porque le tengo que llevar a este, porque le tengo que llevar a esto mañana para, tú sabes, papola. And I was like, okay.
You're like, no, you gotta wait until everybody
eats.
Even
served anybody
yet.
yet.
Oh my god, no, that's so rude. That's so rude.
That is rude.
I wouldn't.
But whatever. Those are old people for you.
And the same goes for like when you have food at the office. This bothers me too. When you get food delivered at your office, somebody sends you a gift, a basket for Christmas, whatever. And some people in the office think that it's like, oh, I'm gonna take this home and I'm gonna take that one home and I'm like, it's not for you.
Oh, I don't
The gift is for the office.
Yeah.
Cuando ya todo el mundo se ha cansado de comer, si queda algo, ay, can I take this for my, qué sé yo, my little brother and sister or whatever. Mm-hmm. Fine, take it home. Quedó chocolate, whatever. Pero que you're like, no, I'm going to separate para llevar para la casa. Esto no es para la casa.
Yeah, I've seen people do that.
Yes. That is so rude.
That is rude.
So dining etiquette in general. Have you ever taken like an etiquette class? Like a dining etiquette class?
No.
I would love to.
I've
never taken one.
I would do that too, just to learn. I mean, I think...
forks, right?
Yeah.
The forks and the thing.
I think I'm pretty good in the etiquette department, but there's always little things that you learn that you didn't really know. Oh, so this is specifically placed here because of this, But, I mean, I've Googled placements. Yeah, I mean, we can see, like utensil placements and stuff like that because there's so many different variations.
Yes.
And I learned that many years ago because I was gifted a book, not because I needed it, people, but it was like on party.
You don't need it now. Maybe they give it to you.
No, it was on different party themes. Right?
Okay.
And so like if you had like a picnic theme, you set up like this. If you had a more formal theme to your dinner party, you set up like this. No, it's really cute. And then I learned like, if
buffet
you put,
style, you set it up like that.
If you put the fork with a spoon and a knife like in front of your placemat, and then you have stuff on the side, it was very informative. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know that there was so much into this whole thing, you know? So that I learned, but the whole etiquette thing, and I was even thinking at one point, like, to send my daughter to one of these because
I think kids will benefit greatly from it because you go to restaurants sometimes and you're like, "Este niño."
Yeah, some of them are like cave people.
My mom,
little cave kids.
My mom, when we were little, it was like her big thing was like, "Do not chew with your mouth open." Okay, especially with my sister, and my sister to this day, she hates like anybody that's like, "Oh, Dios mío," like she hates it. And when she was little, she went to like, my mom would tell her, come como una puerquita, no se puede. And, you gotta chew with your mouth closed. And she went to like a family thing and our cousin was eating like, with her mouth open. My sister was like, ay, mami, ya suena como una puerquita. And she was like, ay, Dios mío, trágame tierra.
Well, my daughter, even though I've taught her not to do those things,
oh my God, but
once
I see
in a while,
I see it in adults. I see it in adults all the time.
And it drives me crazy. And I'm like, can you please close your mouth? You are not a cow. And she's like, and to be spiteful, she does it louder.
Yeah, of course.
Because they're kids. But, when I was younger, my mother used to be big on that. Like, how to hold your fork, how to hold your knife. You do this, you don't do that, So, a lot of kids, unfortunately, are not taught how to
and
eat.
you see kids, like grown kids, eating with spoon todavía. It's like, ¿qué es eso? No.
Yeah, and then they hold it, like, I hate to say this, but they hold it like a show. I don't know what
correct. I know what you mean. Or they hold a fork to cut a knife, like, like a dagger. It's like,
I'm hunting.
No.
Bam.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of bad table manners, but I would love to take one of those etiquette classes. I'm going to look into it, actually.
Oh, let me know.
I wouldn't mind.
I'll go with you.
Because the whole thing of like, no elbows, on the table.
I don't normally put my elbows on the table. If I'm really tired, I do, but not while I'm eating.
But I would like to learn, like, how to set the table, like, properly, like, where the glasses go and the wine.
I'll lend you my book.
Okay, cool.
You'll
and all the forks
money.
And all that stuff. But, okay, so even I haven't taken etiquette classes, I think I've learned enough or know enough that, okay, I know that wait to start eating until everybody's served at the table.
Yes.
Which I still get that a lot from adults. When I'm, like, with other adults, they start eating right away. It's like, no, you gotta wait until you get everybody served. Now, to slurp your soup. Yeah. Thank you very much. To only put in your mouth what you can chew. And adults that get a piece of steak and they cut the whole steak como si fuera niño chiquitico. They go the whole steak before they start.
But I think that's just a preference on how you eat your food. Like, if somebody did that while I was in a restaurant with them, I don't think that that's bad manners. I just think that that's a preference on how you like to eat your food. Sí, now, if you're chewing that steak with your mouth open and like you sound like that, I think that's rude.
I think you should only cut where you're going to eat at a time. Maybe 1 or 2 pieces at a time. Pero los niños chiquitos hacen eso. Tú sabes, mami, ¿cuánto me viste? And then you cut the whole steak para que no tengas que hacerlo otra vez.
Yeah, but that's just like if I now nitpick because you like to eat your burger first and you eat your fries last.
That bothers me.
And then I'm like, oh my God, what's wrong with you? I mean, I'll ask. I'm like, oh, why do you do that?
That
and they're like, no, I like to do it that way. I like to eat my fries last. Okay.
Yeah.
To each their own. But I don't think it's necessarily rude.
I don't know. That bothers me. Yeah. People that don't mix their food.
You don't make sense when you're eating your food. It bothers me.
Yes. Some people I've seen, like even when you're drinking soup, this is like goes beyond slurping soup. Like if it's like served in a cup or something, y a lo mejor queda muy poquito, and you drink the rest of it. Is that bad manners?
No.
You don't think?
I don't think it's bad manners because a lot of cultures drink their soup like that.
Yeah.
I just think it depends on
but we don't.
Where you are, who you're with.
If it's a Chinese restaurant, maybe. Japanese restaurant, maybe.
I think if you're in a 5-star restaurant and they give you a bowl of soup and you're like putting it to your face to drink it, then I think that's bad manners.
But I don't think I would even do it at Panera Bread. I'm sorry. No, I wouldn't do it.
No,
right?
I mean, I don't do that.
I don't do it. So elbows on the table for sure. We touched on that. Play with your food, your silverware, the salt and pepper containers, like whatever. I gente que lo pueden estar, glassware. Yeah. Mm-hmm. When people leave the table, and that bothers me, not only dining room, but whenever somebody goes to my office and they leave and they don't put the tables back in the table, the chairs back in the table, you know, like under the table, that bothers me.
I mean, you bring up a good point because I sometimes think that the way people behave in an office environment, in a kitchen, and what they leave behind and how dirty they are and how inconsiderate, because that's really the word. Are you really like that at your house?
Correct. I would think
you know? Because
I would think yes. There's no way people don't have double personalities. Like you don't behave, you don't. You're just impossible.
I mean, I just sometimes wonder, like, do you do this in the office environment because you think somebody's going to come up and clean after you, but in your house, your wife or your, you know, mainly it's the wife that like bitches at you because you leave your stuff thrown everywhere and you're a slob. I mean, really, you don't have maids in an office.
Correct.
So, yeah, that happens a lot. I've seen it.
Yeah, talking about like office etiquette, aside from that, definitely like pushing your chair when you leave, whatever, when you have a meeting or whatever. También, like you said, food. Do not bring stinky food to the office. Do not bring a freaking piece of salmon or a piece of fish or shrimp.
Why? I've done that.
I've done it too. But it could stink up the whole office when you heat it up. You know?
But so what are you not supposed to eat your food from the night before if you want to save your money on lunch? And it's like, okay, fine.
Not if it's like stinky food, supposedly.
Whatever. People are too friggin' uptight. Okay.
Definitely don't leave your dishes in the sink expecting somebody to like clean it up for you. Clean up after yourself, people. And then talking about phone etiquette in the office.
What do you mean?
We used to have a secretary that she used to say, "May I ask who's calling?"
Yeah, but that's not etiquette. That's improper grammar and like you don't know how to speak.
Okay, but this is improper etiquette. Ghetto. When the person, we had like a big client back there. It was like our main only client basically. And she would call and she's like, "Oh, where's so-and-so?" Meaning my boss. "Oh, he's in the bathroom."
No.
Do you want to hold?
His what? What would you like me to hold?
Do you want to hold? And this lady, to be a bitch, is like, "Yeah, I'll hold until he's in the bathroom. Till he's done with the bathroom."
Oh my goodness.
She went as far as like to send us, like she faxed us like a phone etiquette protocol thing to give to the girl, which I don't know if we did or not. But
well, I think that's lack of experience. That's lack of smarts. That's lack of basic, a lot of things, right? Because I think when you're inexperienced and you're working in an office environment, you really don't know what to say. And a lot of people in higher up positions, they're very specific as to what they want certain people to know and what they don't want them to know.
And specifically as to how to answer the phones. Yes. And for sure.
So I think that you have to learn that. Yeah. You have to have a little common sense too and be a little smart. And be like, okay, do I need to tell this person that so-and-so is in the bathroom? No. No. Nobody needs to know. He's not available right now. Yeah. He stepped out. Can I have him call you back? That's all you got to say. You don't have to say exactly what the person's doing. But she used to do that all the time. I used to answer phones for somebody that he would say, if they don't want to leave a number, I don't even want the message. So it became a thing of like, I need to get your number. He has my number. Sir, I need to write it down because he's too fucking lazy to look for your number, basically. And he's never going to call you back. He's never going to call you back. And I've been instructed that if you don't leave a number, he's not going to call you back. Exactly. So that was a thing that we had to do for the specific client, for the specific tenant that we had in the office. Like, that's how he wanted his answers, his calls answered. Yeah. Everybody's very specific, you know. And then it's like, don't ever give out my cell number. Don't. Meanwhile, your fucking cell number is on your business card, dude. Like, really? Yeah. I mean, come on. Yeah. It's so stupid, but whatever. It is what it is. Especially nowadays. It's like everybody's like out in the street. Like, what do they do? They're never going to find you in the office because you're never here.
What about like personal calls in the office?
I think you can take personal calls in the office, but I think you need to limit
Yes.
the amount of personal calls, and you need to lower your volume.
Yes.
Of
Use
your
your
mouth.
indoor voice.
Yes, of your mouth.
Yes.
Because then you have these people that talk so loud on their cell phone, and you hear everything. And then the person on the other end speaks very loudly, and then you hear that.
Yeah.
And if you're in the middle of something, you know, like that happened to me, you know, a while back. I was in my office, and I always had an office, right? So, but when I transitioned to another office, I was in the middle of a hallway.
Like a cubicle type of thing?
Yeah. And so then it became like a little barn free-for-all, right? Because you're hearing everybody's talking, everybody's whatever, all this stuff. I was in a very, very important conference call. And I have, you know, a gallinero in the middle of the freaking hallway screaming and laughing. And doing, I wanted to kill somebody.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't, like, people, come on, you know? I had to get up several times during my call, mute it, and finally at the last straw, I was like, can you shut up? I had to say that because I'm like, I'm on a very important conference call. Yeah. And then finally everybody shut up. Yeah. But it was like, no.
I usually don't make personal calls. And if I do, it's like, you know, who's going to call me? My mom, my sister. Like, it's nothing, you know. So they always know to call my cell phone first. Pero I never take any, you know, there's never been, thank God, no emergencies that I need to, like, you know, handle. But when I need to make appointments or whatever, I wait until either my lunchtime or for my boss not to be physically in the office.
No, I mean, I think personal calls at work are fine as long as it's not like all day, every day. Yeah. You know, there's some times where you have to take a call.
Y una cosa es una llamada personal, pero otra cosa que te pongas a chismear o a discutir with somebody, with your boyfriend, with your husband, with your mom or whatever. Like, no, you can't do that. You can't do those things.
Or with your boss.
Well, with your boss, it won't be on a phone call.
That's happened to me. I was like, I had such a huge fight with a boss at one time that I had to go into like an empty office to continue my fight because it was on my cell phone. So I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I go into like an empty office and it was like, because I was like apparently like out of control, but so was he, but whatever. But then we made up and everything was lovely again.
What about when somebody's like really sick? Somebody should stay home.
And they cough all over you and like they're sneezing and everything all over you? Yeah, that sucks.
Even if they're not coughing over you, if you're really sick and you're contagious, freaking stay home. Yeah. Do not give it to everybody.
No, I know.
And that goes for like anything, like house guests. If you have an event in your house and you invited this person, if you're sick, don't show up. Just say, I'm really sorry. I can't make it. I feel sick as a dog.
You know what I used to do?
That's rude.
And this is rude. In hindsight, this is rude. So the person would come in sick to the office, right? Like everywhere, right? Sneezing and all this stuff. Oh my God. I was like, why?
Yeah.
I would
why
go to
are
the
you
kitchen,
here?
I would get the Lysol and I would start Lysoling the whole freaking office. The hallway, the handles, the area by where the person, you know, was sitting. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm spraying because like this is going to get everybody sick. I'm sorry. But in retrospect, like I'm thinking about it now. I was like, that's rude. But I don't care. It's like, dude, I don't want to get your freaking nasty ass germs and then I'll get bronchitis and then I got to use all my sick time and I get shanked.
Yeah. What the hell? Stay home, bro. No, you're not going to get me sick.
Yeah.
What about this? I see every day because I take an elevator every day to my office. Y la gente se pone a hablar, even if they're coming from their car and they're talking to the phone, and they continue the conversation. Como si nada, like, you know, like, I don't need to hear your conversation. That bothers me. That doesn't bother you?
No. I could care less. I mean, unless they're screaming and it's like some craziness. No. But, like, what do I care? The elevator is free reign. It's like, everybody gets on an elevator. If you're on the phone, you're on the phone. Like, it would be different if somebody's picking their nose and freaking putting, like, ugly or metiéndose las manos en los pantalones, scratching their stuff. But,
so it's just me then? I'm just weird.
No, it's not just you. I hate to say that, but I know a lot of people that have those quirks that don't
I don't like it. It's not something that I do unless I'm by myself in the elevator. But you know, I'm like, yeah, let me call you back. It's like you hear one side of the conversation. It's like
what I do is when I get in the elevator, I said, okay, I'm getting into an elevator. Hold on. And then I wait till I get out of the elevator and I continue my conversation.
Okay, that's fine.
But I only do that
because you really do lose
because you lose signal in the elevator. Not because I feel that I can't speak on my cell phone in the elevator.
Well, just know that I think you're rude if you do that.
Whatever.
Going like the whole phone thing is just out of control. You know, not only like elevators, but obviously when you're like, dude, it's like you see how they have how to set the table for like a dinner. Mm-hmm. There was like this meme over the holidays and it's like, I have a question, where does the phone go? Next to the table, next to the plate, or next to the, you know, because everybody has like their cell phone like all the time.
Well, I've said this before.
Yeah.
But I teach my daughter and I do it myself where we sit at our dining table every night to have dinner. Mm-hmm. Lunch, breakfast, whatever it is. Yeah. It's a meal, you sit at the table.
Yes.
We do not have any electronic devices on the table.
Correct.
And then when we go out to eat, if we're in a group, she'll take her tablet, but she doesn't stay on the tablet, you know, when we're in a group setting at a table in a restaurant. She will have a conversation. She'll talk to the kids. Now, if you have the kids to one side and they're all like talking and they all have like little, you know, gadgets, then they have, you know, we let them and they talk about things like, and whatever.
I get
it.
You
want your adult time.
Exactly. I get it. Like, you know, I would be a hypocrite to say that it's great that they have something to entertain and I can have my adult time. Obviously, I mean, everybody does that. But it's not only like the kids or whatever. It's just like when you're like on a date and somebody has their phone or constantly checking their phone. So rude. That is so rude. So rude. Or even, just two friends hanging out and we're just like with the phone, you know, it's like,
look, I've been on dates.
Be present.
I've been on dates where, so my daughter is a minor, right? So I will say to the person, look, do you mind if I keep my phone here? Because, you know, I have a daughter that's underage and, you know, in case I get a call or whatever. And normally, you know, they say, oh, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. You know, whatever. But I'm not every 2 seconds looking at my phone, grabbing my phone. I even have my volume off because I think it's rude that you get notifications, you know, your bell's ringing and all this other stuff. Yes. And that's rude. I mean, you know, and if the light comes on and the message flashes, you know, I don't even I'll look at it briefly to make sure that it has nothing to do with my daughter and that's it. Yeah. But I'm not constantly on my phone. I've seen that where people are at a table, they're across from each other, their heads are down on their phones.
Yes. I see that all the time. It's so pathetic. But I mean, we can talk about the phone thing. It could have its own episode, honestly. But what about movie theaters? In movie theaters. That bothers me so much.
That I'll give you. Because you're in a dark theater, you're trying to watch the movie, and then you see this bright flash of light.
That's just distracting.
People comiendo mierda on their cell phones.
Comiendo mierda, honestly, because you see them just scrolling on Facebook or whatever.
Why are you spending money coming to the movies? No. You might as well just stay in your house.
Or some people take phone calls.
Yeah.
One time, my sister got into it with a lady. The lady answered the phone call, and my sister said, can you step outside? I'm sorry, but it's my son and it's sick. And I was like, I can't talk to my son. I was like, yeah, you can talk to anybody, but just outside. Yeah. I don't need to hear your conversation. I pay for the movie. So the lady, I think she either got up or she hung up or something. But it's like, I mean, I tell somebody, if somebody's on the phone and the light, I'm sorry, can you turn that off because it's distracting? Yeah. And if it gets too bad, then we get somebody from the movie theater and be like, and you see it now more. You see like people that work in the movie theaters go inside the theater and kind of look, you know.
No, I think that's rude. Just like when you have
super
people talking while you're at the movies.
Yes.
Like, shut up, dude.
Yeah.
Stay in your house.
I know.
Watch Netflix.
This is not your house. This is not your couch. Yeah. This is people that pay the same amount of money that you paid for to watch the movie. Yeah. And unless you're like a freaking doctor or whatever, you're like an emergency call.
You'll be like the guy in the back, in the little booth in the back. Excuse me, can you rewind that, please?
Can you pause it? Because I'm going to get into it with somebody. No, that's so freaking rude.
It is.
I don't appreciate that at all. Anyway, Movie theaters are... And it's so expensive now. It's like, dude, I want to get my money's worth too. Thank you very much, you know? But anyway, the rudeness continues. I mean, I was looking, like, doing research. There were so many that are like, oh my God, like, so many little things that you could like, nitpick
You know what's
about.
so gross? This is gross. It's gross. It's bad manners. The grossest, most rudest, ugliest, nastiest thing that I think that people could do is like burp.
Yes.
Like almost in your face.
Yes.
What is that?
Bodily noises. Bodily functions. Either is it from the mouth or the other end?
Like sometimes se te sale un peo. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, what can you do? It was like a little slip. And then you have that awkward, like, oh my God, that wasn't me. It was me. It wasn't me. But
at the very least say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, whatever.
So embarrassing.
Right?
But then, like, so when I lived in New York, I worked with this firm where the managing partner was so gross. So gross. He would burp while he was talking to you. He would walk by and fart. Sometimes he would like, oh, excuse me. And he would keep going. There was one time, I didn't personally see it, but I was told about it. He sat in another partner's office. He took off his shoes, his socks, and he started like picking his feet. I was like, ¿qué es eso?
Oh no, that guy.
One time he came, I don't know if I told you the story, but I may have. I was in my office and he comes and because he loved me for some reason. I was
Great.
like, oh, yay. You know, he was a difficult person, but man. For some reason he loved me. And I was like, oh, great. I love you too. And then I had a drink on my desk, not an alcoholic drink. And he comes and he takes it and he starts drinking from it. And I'm like, what the hell? And I'm sitting there mortified. God. And I'm like, why? My head, I'm having like my own conversation. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing this? This is so gross. Like, and whatever. He puts it down. He's like, oh, thank you. I just needed to take a pill. I'm like, me. And then I said to him, oh, it's okay. You can have it because I was going to throw it out.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to drink it.
I'm not going to drink it. You can have it if you want it. Do you believe that?
Oh my God. No, I can't.
Rude.
Rude.
No,
and the basic, like lack of like basic, just like anything, hygiene, anything, disgusting. You know. Yeah.
And then he used to do a lot of other gross things that I'll spare everybody.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
No,
yes,
So anyway, I have a couple of little stories that I've learned, like heard of throughout the years. There's one that it was like this person that I know, she was going to like get breakfast, let's say like Dunkin' Donuts, whatever. And there's like a homeless woman outside. She's like, oh, nice deed of the day. Let me go grab something for me and I'll get something for the homeless woman. And she comes out and she gives her like a bagel with like everything on it, like whatever, a glass of orange juice or coffee or whatever. And the homeless woman's like, what is that? She's like, oh, for you, breakfast, whatever. She's like, no, that's too fattening.
A homeless woman trying to keep her figure.
That's too fattening. So my friend was like, okay, never mind.
I'll get fat for you.
And she kept it.
No, that reminds me also of living in New York, that I had experiences where I would buy food for homeless people, and they would flat out tell me, I don't want that, I want money. I'm like, okay, well then you get nothing.
Well, yeah.
Bye. And I would walk away.
Incredible.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
I'm like, excuse me, you are homeless.
Yeah.
You are
He's got standards.
Supposed to be going through a hardship.
Yeah.
Not, this is not appropriate living conditions.
I know.
And you're telling me you want money.
Priorities.
Because in the end, a lot of them, they want to spend it on alcohol and drugs, and it's terrible.
Yeah, for sure. But, and then there was this other story. This happened recently over like Christmas break, over Christmas holidays, because it was like a gift exchange at this particular place. And they did like the secret Santa. So somebody that I know got this person, whatever. Somebody that she doesn't really know that well. So she went to like a person that knows this person really well to see what that person liked to give her, because the budget was like $25. So she's like, okay, let me find out what this person likes, because gift cards were, prohibited. They were like, no, don't do gift cards. Let's do something a little bit more personal.
That is a gift card.
No. So then before the actual gift, this person gave, her secret person, whatever, a couple little things throughout the thing that she would put little things in her stocking or whatever. In her cubicle, like the mail thing. And one of the things she was told is that she liked this particular brand of oatmeal And then the other thing was like, she liked this iced tea. So this person got, whatever.
Oh my God.
When the identities were revealed and the final thing was done, this person, when they found out, oh, you were the one who gave me those gifts, like, oh, let me tell you, I don't eat this oatmeal bread anymore.
My goodness.
Because whatever. And this iced tea, that has too much sugar. I don't drink that anymore. And this person was like, okay. Like
TMI, give it to somebody else.
It's like, this isn't even like my main gift. This was just little things that I did through other things, which was not required, which I did out of the goodness of my heart, whatever.
But you killed my heart now in the spirit of Christmas.
It's like, who says that? So we're going to finish with, who says that? Like, who does that?
Says that?
How freaking rude.
Goodness.
It's like, just say thank you. Like, what are the odds? You're going to get this person again next year? Just say thank you very much. And ya de la boca. Just gratitude. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That was so rude.
Dude, I don't need to hear about your dietary,
No, it's like, it's whatever. Unless you're like allergic to shrimp or something and I gave you shrimp, don't say anything,
That reminds me of that movie, How to Be a Latin Lover.
Mm-hmm.
And, Rob Lowe's in it and he's in it and they're friends because they're like,
they're both like male gigolos. Yeah.
And he's trying to get like information on this lady who has a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the guy gives him this long list of things that have happened to her where she like
something with the chicken.
Chicken. She and then she got into an accident because of a chicken.
She lost her arm or something like that. Yeah.
All these devastating things. That's what that reminded me of. I was like, oh my God.
No, but it's too crazy. Who says that? Who does that? People, mind your manners.
What's the name of that?
Let's start the year right.
Lady that
wasn't there something famous? Like Miss Manners?
Miss Manners.
Isn't something like Miss Manners?
I don't remember her name, but anyway, look her up.
Look her up and Google her and Google things to do and not to do. Another thing where like manners are like just totally lost lately, driving. It's just insane. People stopping in the middle of the road because I need to change lanes and too bad. You're behind me, you gotta wait. What the hell? Or just somebody looking for an address and they stop in the middle of the road. No blinkers, like nothing. I'm looking for an address. If you need, you go around me.
Yeah.
What the hell? Or the other day, it was because somebody was fixing their hair. In the middle of the thing. Like to turn left, we couldn't. Yeah. We were like honking, like, why is this? The girl was like fixing her hair. Insane. People driving is like insane.
Driving is another topic. That's just
we can have its own episode.
Yeah.
So anyway, people, mind your manners. It's the new year.
Yes, be polite. Be nice to people. Mind your manners.
Thank you for listening.
Hasta la bye-bye.
Ciao.
Hi, everyone. We're on YouTube, Google Play Music, Spotify, Radio Public. Remember, share, like, and subscribe.